Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'm taking a look at Joe Manganiello's Crypt of Perpetual Darkness, an expansion for HeroQuest by Hasbro and Avalon Hill, who were kind enough to send over a copy for me to take a look at. Now, before I open up the box and show you all the contents, I'd like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. That really helps the channel. And please also check out my Patreon page if you'd like to support what I do by clicking the link in the description below. All right, let's take a close look at what's in this box. So here it is. Joe Manganiello's The Crypt of Perpetual Darkness quest pack for HeroQuest, and it's such a beautiful box. It is shiny, has that nice foil on the cover, and I love that. It's absolutely beautiful. And on the back, the same thing, also foil. You see the dragon miniature that's in here, the new cards that we get with new kinds of art. A bit of a text there, and this quest pack was indeed only available to the crowdfunders who supported the 2021 HeroQuest relaunch, and well, in the end they decided to make it available to the public after all for retail, which is great. And here are the contents. Has the quest book with new quests, the miniature 8 black dice, which is cool, character sheets, the new cards, which are also foil embellished, and some new tiles. So let's open it up and have a look. Oh, it's so nice. I love the foil. So let's open that up. All right, so first of all, of course, the quest book. If you don't want any spoilers, then maybe skip ahead a few seconds. I'm not gonna show you every quest, of course, but first of all, we have an alchemist's shop there with the potion of restoration, a potion of dexterity, a venom antidote, and a potion of battle, with a bit of an introduction. The new quests explain here how to start the quest, how to end the quest, treasures, the artifact cards that you find in this pack, and what happens if you don't have enough monsters of a type. New traps, these new tiles. We have the grasping vines, a dread skull, acid pool traps, and a tile that has a temple on one side and a tavern on the other, which is always nice. Tavern. And then, of course, here are the quest. So this is the first quest, the Rat and Candle Tavern, which has a nice bit of artwork here. The sign for the tavern, of course. And then we have some other quests. We have Jailbreak, Marsh of Sorrows, the Lost Mine of Tidgit, Shale Axe, Sunken City of Boob Hilgzia, the Tomb of Hate, the Halls of Doom, that's a good name, Forge of the Mountain King, Throne of the Death Knight, and of course the Crypt of Perpetual Darkness, the titular crypt. And then we have an epilogue with some nice art as well there, and an overview of these new cards that are also in this pack. So that is really cool. Here are those trap tiles, which are again of the same thinner cardboard that you get in the core game as well. But they will do, you just put those on the board, of course. So we get plenty of those. There's 12 of these, 6 of these, and 6 of these, and they are double-sided. Here is the tile, which is nice and big tile here with this altar and a pool of acid, it seems. And on the other side, we have this nice looking tavern. Really cool. And next, I'll put that over here. There's a bit of cardboard. Oh, there's the miniature. But first, we have this character sheet, again in this new style. And so that looks pretty cool. You got room for your name, your character, your number of attack and defense dice, your body points, your mind points, the weapons, armor you have. Keep track of your body points here. And of course, the quest completed 1 through 10, your gold collected, and other things like potions and other items that you can keep track of. So plenty of those. I like that new style. I like the skulls here at the bottom. That's pretty cool. So then we have a little base clip here for the dragon, I guess. Then we have these dice. Lovely, lovely dice. So you've got two, let's take a closer look here. Two standard D6s in black with white pips. Really nice. And then we have 6 of these HeroQuest dice, of course, with the skull and the black shield, which is now inverted, so it's now a white shield. And the white shield is now a black shield. But you know what is what, of course. But that's pretty cool. We've got a black skull. That's what you get from, you know, inverted dice, of course. The colors are different. But we all know what these symbols mean. So they're pretty cool to have. Black dice. Then we have some cards. So let me take the paper off of this. All right, so first of all, we have these alchemy, these potions, alchemy cards. Really nice art on the back with, of course, the foil. So they will stand out with any other cards, of course. And they have the new type of art. And, you know, there's mixed reviews about that. Some people would have preferred the same art that we already had. But if you have HeroQuest and some of the expansions that also have these same cards, because the Potion of Restoration is not new, then you will have the original art. This is just extra. And these cards are really thick too. They're much thicker than the cards that we got in the core game and the other expansions. It's like super thick card. It's amazing. So we have this art for the Potion of Restoration. I personally like to have these because, you know, they're just a varied, you know, an alternate set of cards that you can optionally use. And I do really like the way they look. Here's the Venom Antidote. Got 2 snakes, you know, entwined there. We've got the Potion of Dexterity, which is really cool. I will say that the text is a little bit hard to read, especially with the big and the smaller font, but it's doable. Potion of Battle with this warrior. That's pretty cool. Then we have a Potion of Speed. Ooh, I like that background effect. That's so cool. And a Potion of Healing, of course. Really cool. And then we have a Potion of Defense. Just look at that, it's beautiful. And those are all the potions. Again, really thick cards, really nice. We have a little vault here for your tokens after you've punched them. So that's nice to store those. Then we have a few extra equipment cards, 3 of them here. Again, with the shiny foil finish, the same thickness. We've got the battle axe with this dwarf here, really nice. We've got the crossbow, beautiful. And we've got holy water. Again, all of these are equipment cards that we've seen in either the core game or expansions. And so you don't need to use these. These are just basically alternate cards with alternate art that you can use optionally. And then we have some more cards. These are all artifacts, very shiny. So what do we have here? We have an armor, the Crown of Shadows, which is new. This helmet gives you 1 extra defense die and allows you to see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical. All right. So that means there are going to be quests where there's darkness in a mission. And this will help you with that. So there you go. That's 1 artifact. Then we have the Dragon Spear. Look at that cool dragon. And it's a spear, of course. A long magical spear, or this is left and right. Long magical spear of dwarven make When using it, roll 3 attack dice or roll 4 if attacking a dragon. Of course. This weapon may be used to attack diagonally. Nice, because this is a spear. May not be used by the wizard. Poor wizard. Magical throwing dagger. Also really cool. Always inflicts 1 body point of damage when thrown at a monster a hero can see. The monster cannot defend. Dagger is lost and it once it is thrown. Alright. Then we have the Ring of Return, which is an artifact we've seen before. When, let's see, invoked, this magical ring returns all heroes that the ring wearer can see to the starting point of the quest. It can only be used once. So also alternate art for that. Tempest spell scroll. We've seen spell scrolls as well for the common magic scrolls or magic uses, magic cards that we have, the spell cards. So we know what that does. Might have a slightly different description though, but I guess it does the same. It creates a whirlwind and then envelopes 1 monster of your choice. The monster then misses its next turn and may be used by any hero. And then after 1 use, these scroll artifacts, they crumble. So the 1 use only. Same for the lightning bolt. Again, look at that art. Nice. The oil of acid immunity. Drink this potion to avoid the effects of acid damage for an entire quest. Nice. Discard after use because we've got those acid traps in this scenario. So we have those. But we also have these 3, which are also artifacts with classic art, but they are foil though. And this is for the 3 new cards from this quest, because we didn't have the Crown of Shadows, the Dragon Spear, or the Oil of Acid Immunity. Those are specifically made for this quest pack, for this expansion. So if you prefer to use the classic kind of art with your other cards, then you can use these. But they are foil, so they will still stand out. And they are also, like I said, much thicker. But on the other hand, they're artifacts, so you're never going to randomly find these. You know, you're not going to draw from an artifact deck to get these. You find these in a specific quest normally. So we have those 3 in the regular kind of aesthetic, but with a foil finish. So there's that, which I don't mind since they're artifacts. And at least, you know, if you don't like that art for whatever reason, then you still have alternate ones with the classic art for just the new cards. So that's pretty cool. So let's then finally take a look at this amazing dragon miniature. Blop. So I guess we put this on the bottom here. I guess for extra stability, I don't know. So, wow, look at that. It is a very dark kind of metallic plastic. So it's very shiny. It does help with seeing all the detail. So you can clearly see there's plenty of detail in this sculpt. It's really nice. Like the claw here in the front and another claw there. And that's one of its hind legs there. The other one is down here. It's got the wings on the back, and this is a relatively soft plastic. I mean, thicker parts, obviously, they won't move. This is thinner, so this moves a little. This, of course, being the thinnest point, the tip of the wing there. But, yeah, I don't think anything will happen to that. That won't break easily. So yeah, there you go. This is the dragon. Really nice. I love the ridges on the back there. There's detail in the wings, of course. You've got little talons, these claws at the tips of the wings. There's even some nice detail on the pedestal that he's perched on. Here as well. We've got the tail there curling around. And the head, of course, right there with a couple of horns. 4 horns there. There's 2 on the back of the head there lying flat and 2 sticking out. So yeah, very imposing dragon. Really like the sculpt. I'm glad we got to get this after all and it wasn't just Kickstarter exclusive, so that's really nice. I think I do need to take this off when putting this back in here, because this is rather tight. Yeah, I might actually just leave it out and put it on a shelf because it's so nice. And that is everything in the Crypt of Perpetual Darkness. So that was my unboxing of Joe Manganiello's Crypt of Perpetual Darkness for HeroQuest by Hasbro and Avalon Hill. I really like the components you get here. There might not be a whole lot of stuff in this expansion, but the stuff you get is good. I do love the dragon miniature. It's nice and chunky, it's big, and it's very detailed. I really like the look of it. I like how it's perched on this pedestal. That just looks really menacing. You get some new traps. You get those cool new black dice, which I like to use as the Zargon player, and you know, give the colored ones and the white ones to the players and just keep the black ones for your dice rolls, which is really cool. I love all of the foil cards. That's just amazing. I love it. Even though, you know, the regular art ones, you know, the ones that fit with the core game, they could have been in the same cardstock and non-foil to fit in better, I feel, but probably they just had one sheet to print these cards and they were all foiled and they were all of the same thick quality, so I can, you know, I can understand why they did it. But that would have been nice. But these cards are so nice. The quality is amazing. They're so thick. And, well, they just look absolutely beautiful. I really like the look of this. And I do love the new tile as well, especially the inn here. You start at this, this inn, and then you go on an adventure like so many RPGs that you play. And, of course, you also get 10 completely new quests to play through in this booklet, which in itself is kind of worth it, to me at least. But I am, of course, a collector of everything HeroQuest, so I really do enjoy getting my hands on anything I can get my hands on. So there you have it. This was everything in the box. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and please also check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below or the icon at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.